Hello, team. It's time for the Daily Detangler. Making concrete. These are the elements of concrete: sand, rock, some sort of aggregate that pulls it together, water. Adding those in the right mixture, the right proportion, equals concrete. And you can see how the concrete starts very loose and then it hardens into something solid. So I wanted to spend a little bit of time on the detangler with the idea of making something concrete. Not making concrete, but making an idea concrete. And as I've progressed in creating detanglers, I've kind of gone through this process of not only trying to make detanglers more concrete, but figure out what concrete might mean. So the way that this has been unlocked for me has been through this wheel thingy. And I keep calling it the wheel thingy because I don't know what the name of it is. But in yesterday's detangler, broke it down. And in today's detangler, I want to zoom in on this idea of concept and concrete. And the reason why I like this wheel so much is it's helping me think through both strategy and tactics, as I said in a detangler a couple of detanglers ago. It's also helping me think through the idea process, like how do I ideate, and thinking through how to focus in on some sort of C slides in the context of this broad picture of going to customer. And I wanted to share what I've been learning there and how I've been trying to apply this concept. So are we blending strategy and tactics? Yes. Are we also theoretical and practical at the same time? Yes. And this process comes from the conundrum on seeing and solving, and also this idea that in the conundrum, there's a difference between seeing and solving. And my bias has been on the solve side. So I've been really pushing myself to be more on the see side. So what is that? And how do I make seeing concrete and not rambling? One of the things that I said in yesterday's detangler was it took me 3 takes to create that detangler yesterday. Activator asked me why that was, and it's because I didn't make it concrete enough for me. I felt like I was rambling and I felt like it was a stream of consciousness, and that puts too much burden on you as the listener. So I redid it until I felt like it was more succinct and more clear. And perhaps now, even thinking about it here, recording this, maybe I made it more concrete. But what is that? Well, if we take these concept to concrete slices, and this idea of concept is about insight and process and technical, and concrete means maybe having examples and steps in a demo. This abstract to tangible continuum, we have interest. I just kind of stream of consciousness listed out, this idea of strategy. Is strategy tangible or abstract? The idea of a pilot, the pilot versus limited run versus scale. Is that abstract or tangible? Orchestration, is it abstract or tangible? Productitis, abstract or tangible? Grow to customer, commercial ratio, detangling, selling possibilities. And I was hard pressed to list something as tangible. And that's not, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying, I don't know what I was curious about was, well, why is that? Because we do so much work. And then what does it mean to be tangible? Like, what does it mean to be tangible? Literally, is it the scope box? So I went through my, my centering slides and the synthesis digest that I put out last week. Is it scoping? Does scoping make something more tangible? Is it messenger audience where I talk it through? Does that make it more tangible? Is it C slides that make things more tangible? What makes something tangible? Because I believe that my hypothesis is that tangible is on the path to concrete. And if you look back to this picture from the conundrum, Catalyst says that too. The more tangible something is, the more concrete it is. So what about orchestration and productitis? I went to our webinars. Here's a concept. Is this concrete? Is it concept or concrete to you? What about to our listeners? And again, is it tangible, concrete? How would you answer that? So I was a little bit conflicted on this, to be honest with you, because I love these concepts. I love these visuals, and I know how much work we've put into them. But if I were new to this experience or this discussion and these were presented, I don't know how concrete it would be, though it's visual. So what is concrete? And why do I feel that? What is that? So the best way for me to try to unpack that is to learn by doing, right? So let me try to do that. Let me jump on the backward bike. And how would I concretize? I didn't even know this was a word until I started this detangler. How do I make something concrete? Well, apparently there's a word to make concrete. It's called concretize. So maybe put in a name change for clarity. Maybe we change him to concretizer. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm gonna concretize. I'm gonna get on this bike and I'm gonna concretize stuff. It's such a weird word to me right now. It's hilarious. All right. So is this concretized? Okay, so from the webinar, I think the right side is more concrete. Well, literally, it's a big rock. Not just because of that, but something's happening on the right side. This guy is getting crushed by this square, right? I feel this burden. On the left, for me, productitis is less concrete. I see the blob, I see the hairball. But on the right, I feel this weight crushing this guy. And one false move and his head's going to get squished like a melon. I don't know. But I feel something different right to left. Maybe though, you may feel like the left is more concretized than the right. So how have we made productitis more concrete? Well, we've tried to concretize productitis by defining it as a noun. The condition that exists when you believe the features and functions of your products and services are more valuable than how your customers experience what you are providing. So, who is the you? Who wakes up and says they believe the features and functions of their products and services? Is this the CEO, or is this the VP? Is this product teams? Who is the you of productitis that would feel or see this hairball? Is this concrete? Has this been concretized? What about this? Is this concretized? I like this. This feels pretty concrete to me. I can actually see things happening. I can see the hairball getting processed. I can see the leaky funnel. I can see the unclear scope, poorly design, lack of accountability. I can see these things. I can also feel the people falling off the ladder, putting in the work. I can maybe even, if I really stretch it, I can hear the gears whirring. I can hear the jars clanking. I can hear the water gushing. I can see the wind blowing the dollars around. I can hear the broken jars hitting the ground. And is this what makes it more concrete? I don't know. What about this? Is this concrete? Is ice and water concrete? Maybe individually those are concrete. The process moving from water to ice, I don't know. I don't know if that's concrete. I guess I can think about freezing something in the freezer, and that makes it more concrete. I don't know. What about you? How about smelly shoes? Is that concrete? Or the pedal pub, this contraption? When you look at this, is it concrete? If I tried to explain this, would you be able to relate to it? Or does the picture make it concrete? How about this guy? Is he concrete? What makes him concrete? Oh, he's cute, maybe. What else makes him concrete or abstract? What about this? Is that concrete? Or this? Is that concrete? What makes something concrete? And the concepts that we talk about, how do we make them concrete? One of the things that I'm wondering out loud is, are emotions concrete? Joy, is that concrete? Anticipation, anger, disgust, sadness, surprise, fear, are those concrete? To me, they are. Aggressiveness, optimism, love, awe, disapproval, are those concrete? In many ways, emotions are perhaps the most concrete of all. You can definitely, as a human, flip the switch on a lot of these pretty fast. So we've got emotion, we've got vision, we've got sight, smell, touch. We've got senses and emotions that have come into play. And when I go through the pictures and I smell the steak and I see the pedal pub and I touch the hedgehog and I hear the fire truck and I taste the steak and smell the shoes, that makes it more concrete to me. When I look at the emotions and I think through what I'm emoting around, that makes it more concrete. So what if concrete meant hitting somebody with one of the five senses and or helping others emote? And when I think about creating something that hits people up with one or more of the five senses or helping people emote, the word that comes to mind here is experience. Don't experiences involve the senses and emotion? And maybe that's what makes something more concrete. I'm going to work on that today and see what happens. If you do that, let me know what happens, and I'll see you tomorrow.